Jamie Shank here, and this is going to be the reading of my Monster Saga, a story called Revenge, or for simplicity's sake, Revenge on Monsters. And this is going to be our chapter 9. We're going to start with the bullet notes or plot points which come between each chapter, and this one reads: Fear, hate, anger, violence. This is all a part of the negative. This is what is at the heart, the core, the center of everything we shun. But don't let it get you down. Elders know that these things exist and still find peace in their surroundings. Wits and defenses always at the ready, just in case the negative should ever try to gain influence and take a foothold. The negative is part of the inevitable, but so is the good and the positive, and there are lessons in all of it. We all get down at times, and we all gotta do what it takes to survive. To what extents must we go? To what extents is an individual willing? What manifests? And what are we to do in any and all events, whatever might string together? Bindings, vices, that which constricts, and having come to grips with the negative, and yet it lingers out there. Chapter 9. Tyler didn't return to the basement to check on the heinous couple for several hours. Tyler took a walk, ate lunch, and spent a lot of time going over things in his own mind. He's about 24 hours into this whole take the monsters captive and put them to the test escapade, and Tyler is really feeling that deep in it now, feeling as he again thanks to himself. Well, that's it. I guess there's truly no turning back now. I could never come up with a rational reason to explain why I tied these horrible people up and locked them away down in that basement for so long. I know that I'm in this all the way now. I've committed myself to this course of action 100%. I am all in. The notion that he was now all in, though overwhelming, also made Tyler feel somewhat ironically and surprisingly relieved. Tyler began to feel a renewed sense of commitment and determination. He felt just in his actions, but at the same time he did still feel an even greater sense of sorrow for having to be in this predicament to begin with. That wasn't going away. He attempted to reason what all he was feeling inside, thinking to himself, it's an awful place to be, a hell in itself, but this is my burden. These people are obstacles that have been put in my path, changing the well-being of my family and myself for what will surely be a lifetime. We'll never be the same, but we will have closure, knowing that these people will never hurt anybody else ever again. We will have closure. Yes, I owe this to myself, my family, my lost son, and to prevent further life lost at the hands of these maniacs. And yes, this is a matter of revenge, and I just can't escape that. But this is also about justice and what's best for me and mine and all the innocent lives these callous monsters could impact in the future. Tyler, at least for the moment, had reached a state of conscious resolve. In that moment, he felt like he was finally thinking practically and seeing things clearly. It brought him a sense of peace amidst his sorrow. Down in the basement, Malin has been trying to remain optimistic and hopeful since Tyler's last visit, despite her recent confession of guilt. Byron, on the other hand, is convinced that they are both dead. His argument: "We killed this man's kid, so why should he let us live, let alone let us go?" Malin's counter-argument is as simple and precise as,
"Because he said he would. And he seemed sincere. I'm just worried about this test he says he's gonna put us through."
And what will Tyler Sook's test turn out to be? Tyler told Byron and Malin that they would realize what the test is all about soon enough. What could that possibly mean? And what about these questions? Will truth and honesty really help this Bane couple in their predicament? Or is Tyler just trying to direct them into giving some sort of confession or some sort of trickery along those lines? And if honesty isn't the best policy, what answers can Byron and Malin give to save their own hearts? What can they do? What can they say? By what standards is this man, Tyler Sooks, holding them to and judging them by? Malin seems to be focused on their survival, but her husband and partner in crime, Byron, doesn't seem to be doing the hardest job at hanging in there and holding it together. Malin has been talking to Byron while Tyler's been away, trying to get him on the same page as her, but her man can be quite the stubborn, difficult, and arrogant type. Malin just hopes it won't be these qualities in him which ultimately lead to their undoing, as in their downfall and their demise. Byron seems scared of death. That seems obvious enough. Still, as scared as he is he willing to step up and do anything at all, even in the least bit, let alone what it might actually take to save his and Malin's lives? Will his abrasiveness and that brusque and brash demeanor be both of their undoing? Well, only time will tell, and a decent amount of that has gone by. After hours of waiting, keys rattle as a lock is turned, and suddenly the basement door swings open. Tyler soon appears, walking down the staircase. Tyler immediately notices the foul smell in the room. When he gets to the bottom of the staircase and looks over at the couple, he can't help but notice the brown clunker on the floor. The petals of urine are still there, and if nothing else, have grown in size. Tyler considers what he is witnessing and realizes these people aren't even bothering to use their bucket. So, he thinks he's going to defy me by creating a disgusting mess that he and his wife may just spend their final days living in. Interesting. Did I not mention leaving them here to rot in their own filth? Did I leave that part out? I don't believe I did. So what are these people thinking? I mean, I warned him. Tyler approached the loathsome couple and immediately asked them, a bit harshly, "You do realize that I gave you a bucket for a reason, right?" Malin, Byron has been pushing the water pail over and helping you drink out of it, right?
Well, yes, he has,
Malin replied in earnest.
But he's been refusing to do his business in the bucket, and he's been refusing to bring the bucket over for me to use. Byron can be a little difficult at times. This is just his way of acting out.
Oh, yes. But you see, and he should also realize by now that he's in no position to act out. That's an example of that bad behavior that we're going to have to work on correcting. These are dire circumstances, if you haven't noticed. And you don't want to make me angry, do you? Byron and Malin both shook their heads rapidly and in unison, indicating that they did not wish to make their captor angry. I mean, what are you people thinking? This is really only hurting you. I'm simply disgusted, Tyler informed the loathsome pair, and he couldn't help but laugh and shake his head from side to side at the absurdity of it all, though the spell of laughter would be a brief one. Tyler quickly regained his composure, and with that same wit and edge, he sharply inquired of the despicable couple, I mean, why? What the hell? Are you trying to make this easy for me, or do you people just enjoy living in filth and squalor? Byron stared down at the floor while Malin looked up at Tyler and defensively stated,
No, mister, we don't. But I'm in no position to do anything about it.
Well, it's really not you who's being put to the test anyway. It's your husband. You need only answer my questions truthfully, and you will be justly rewarded in the end, Tyler informed Malin, his words riddled with hints of hope and possible salvation, while also concealing a darker and more cunning deception.
I'll tell you anything you want to know. Just please don't hurt me,
Malin pleaded. Just keep answering my questions truthfully from here onward, and I swear I won't lay a finger on you. I doubt I could ever hurt a lady anyhow, Tyler replied, rather nonchalantly and reassuringly. Now, listen up, 'cause I'm going to tell you both something important. If the two of you don't start using that bucket, then I'm not going to want to come down here anymore so that we can have our little chats. Perhaps I'll never come down here again. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, mister, please don't say such a thing as that.
Maylin started to panic and plead.
I want to use the bucket, I do. Please, mister, don't abandon us, please.
Tyler spoke up and cut her off, saying loudly and firmly, "For now, I definitely will be rationing your water more conservatively. It's just going to have to be that way. From now on, I mean, with this mess you two have been making down here. If you hadn't noticed, the last pail wasn't quite as full." In a somewhat agitated and rather matter-of-fact tone of voice, Tyler announced, "There are consequences for our actions. Use the bucket. You've been warned sufficiently."
"I'm sorry,"
Maylin replied.
"We'll use the bucket from now on. Won't we, Byron? Tell the nice man that you're sorry and that you're going to use the bucket, Byron."
"How do I know you're not going to kill me?" Byron stubbornly and defiantly blurted out, his fear and spite constantly showing through. "That's right, big boy," Tyler goaded the wretched man. "This is all about you. Don't you forget it. This is your test, and I'd say you might be ahead of schedule. Keep proving me right. Keep justifying what I'm seeing. And don't forget about how you murdered my son. But no, this isn't about him, and this isn't about me, and this isn't even about your wife. This is all about you, Byron. This is your test, and don't you forget it."
"Look,"
Byron finally caved in, fresh tears now rolling down his chubby, reddened cheeks.
"I'm sorry, mister. We'll use the bucket from now on. I'll see to it, mister. I promise I will. We'll use the bucket. I'm sorry. We'll use the bucket."
"Well, at least that's a start," Tyler retorted. He then turned to Maylin, suddenly feeling eager and thinking that now might be his best chance to try to get her to talk about his son. He gets thinking to himself, they'll both realize what the test is all about before long, if they don't already have their suspicions. I just can't pass this up any longer. She seems almost eager to talk to me and confess their crimes and sins. He better not try to stop her. Tyler felt very uncomfortable with the idea of inflicting physical pain and harm and violence on another person, even a monster. But the thought of somebody in any way trying to interfere with him trying to find out what happened to his son was enough to trigger an unfathomably intense rage inside of him. He tried to calm himself down and collect himself a bit before going on. Then, looking at Maylin, looking her in the eyes, Tyler took a deep breath. He blinked twice, and he asked, "Do you remember a boy by the name of Ellis Sooks?" I don't remember any of their names. I never tried to keep track of any names.
It's not about names, mister. It's about survival. We're just trying to survive. We ain't got nothing, and we go hungry a lot. And so we do what we gotta do to get by. That's all this is, mister. We wish it wasn't. But we don't know what else to do sometimes. Do you know what it's like to go hungry?
Tyler didn't respond. Malin went on to say,
do you know what it's like to have nowhere to go? Nobody, no place, no one who'll welcome you in or even give you a hoot. And never knowing where the next meal is going to come from.
When Tyler again did not respond, Malin cut it short and said with some finality,
we just do what we've got to do to survive. Honest, mister.
Tyler didn't believe all that. He had seen the bone pit, and he had the idea that these people had only been here for a matter of months, and no more than a year tops. He's thinking to himself, there are a lot of bodies in that bone pit. She's lying to me. These people really are psychopathic monster killers. Is there any chance my son is in that bone pit back in those woods behind this place?
Like I'm saying, mister,
Malin protested,
I just wouldn't know.
That's when Tyler stood up, turned his back to the audacious couple, and walked off, heading up the staircase at a rapid pace, and upon exiting the room, slamming the basement door and locking it behind him. Once outside the monster's crude, cluttered, and now malodorous dungeon, Tyler realized to his dismay, I'm never going to get anywhere with these people. These people are truly evil. I guess it really is just a matter of time now. How long will he last? How long will it take? Wow. What an ordeal that was. What an ordeal this has all been. And we'll pick things up in the next chapter. Thank you as always. All right. Enjoy.